Hey guys, today I'm filming my Hit It or Quit It Thoughts on Hauls number 67. If you guys have not seen one of these videos from me before, I'll have my playlist linked down below. And basically, I'm going to be reviewing all the products I featured in a haul video 10 months back to let you know my current thoughts on these products. I will have my playlist linked down below as well as my original video, and I will list and link all the items that I mentioned. And this was a pretty large haul. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so I'm just going to jump right in, starting with the things that I purchased from Ulta. And the first product is something I have not tried yet. That would be the Clinique Pore Refining Solutions Correcting Serum. I have got a lot of skincare that I need to start using, and something I'm going to be doing this year is that, you guys know I do my 365 days of sample series, and I've done a great job of using up those products, but now I've got full-size products that are older than my mini, so I'm trying to balance full-size and deluxe-size products because I don't want to not use the things that I paid for, of course. So this is a serum that my sister has really loved, and that's the reason that I got it, and I did get it when it was 50% off. So I will let you know my thoughts on that in one of those 365 days of samples videos once I start using it. The next thing was the Seche Vite top coat, and this is something I had heard about on YouTube for years, and I had finally purchased it myself, and it's absolutely a holy grail product now, but the first time I tried it, it did not work for me, and that's just the way that I apply my polishes. So usually I will apply 2 coats, 3 depending on how sheer the polish might be, and I will wait 10 minutes in between each application just to make sure that my nails will be like fully dry, and then I'll usually wait another 10 minutes before I apply my top coat. So that's what I did when I tried this out, and my polish looked really streaky and like dry and absolutely disgusting, and I was like, what happened? And I was asking about it on Instagram, and several of my sweet nail polish blogger friends responded to me and were like, that is not how you're supposed to use this top coat. It is something that helps your nails dry faster. So basically what I do is, after my second coat of polish, I will wait only 2 minutes, then I will go in with this, and it does a great job of helping my polish dry faster, makes my nails look shiny, it keeps them from chipping, it makes my nails feel a lot stronger. I absolutely love this product. It can get pretty thick when you get around halfway, so I definitely do recommend picking up a bottle of polish thinner. I just used the one from Sally Beauty Supply, just their store brand. It was very affordable. It's a small bottle, but it's lasted me a really long time, so I do think it is worth having both of those products because this is a really great top coat, and I highly recommend it. Then I had purchased the Anastasia Sultry palette. I remember it being on sale, and a lot of people have raved about this palette, but I did end up returning it because of the shade. So this is a cool tone palette and has that beautiful bloom shade, which is like this really beautiful pop of coral, and the shades are just too cool for me. I do like cool tones, but only if they're more purpley, more pink, something like that, and these were just more of like silvery gray tones, which I do not like on myself. So that's why I ended up returning it. The formula was great. I wanted to love that, and I just couldn't. And I believe there must have been a free mascara with a palette purchase during that time, and this is the Smashbox Super Fanned Out Mascara. I did just use this up. This does have a plastic bristle wand. This is great. I really enjoy this. It's very nice for lengthening and separating your lashes. This is not something I would use on its own, but paired with a volumizing mascara, I think it's fantastic. So this is not something I would buy in the full size, but if I get any more minis of this, I will definitely hold on to it. I liked it more than I thought that I would. And next was my diamond gift, which was the Perricone MD No Lipstick lipstick. I have decluttered this from my collection. It is a really nice, like, wearable, light, warm pink color, and it feels a little bit balmy on the lips. It's very comfortable, more of a creamy finish, but I wasn't in love with the color. It didn't wow me, and I got that white inner rim on my lips, which I cannot stand, so I had to let it go for that reason, and because it was free, it was easy to let go of. Then I purchased a few drugstore things. So I had gotten 2 of the Wet n Wild Mega Last Catsuit High Shine Liquid Lip Colors from the... Oh, I feel like the name was coming to my mind and now it's not. From this collection. And the shades were Petal Poison and Bud Romance. That one was a beautiful purple, but it looked a little bit too like a gray purple on me. I wasn't in love with it, so I did end up returning it, but I did keep the Petal Poison shade, which I think is so beautiful. It's a really pretty mauvey pink color. There is a little bit of gray mixed in, but not too much. So these glosses do have more of like a medium to full opacity. They do have a beautiful shine to them. These are thick glosses. They're not too heavy on the lips, but they are a little bit thicker to help them stay in place. This is a product I do really enjoy. I like the color. I like the formula. It doesn't blow me away. I don't regret buying it, but I'm not going to go out and buy all the other colors in this line, but it is a nice product I'm happy to have. And I had also purchased the e.l.f. Line and Define eye tape. I returned that unused, and my sister has tried this and she absolutely loves it. It's only $2, so it's definitely something worth trying out. So the next product is something that I had gotten on sale. It's the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Copper Eyeshadow Palette, and I told you guys in my original haul that I had purchased this, but I had heard that people had been finding it at TJ Maxx, so I was on the hunt, and I did end up finding this shortly after I purchased it from Ulta. So I returned the one to Ulta brand new, and I kept the one I got from TJ Maxx, but I'm going to show it to you guys today anyway, but I'll probably end up showing it to you again when I get to the haul where I bought this from TJ Maxx. So you get 6 shades inside. I do think it is such a beautiful palette here. It actually performs very well. Very pigmented, creamy, easy to blend. These 3 shades right here are my favorite, but I do like all of them. This is not something I would buy for full price, but for the very cheap price tag at TJ Maxx, I do think it is worth it. The formula is great. The color is very beautiful. It's just hard for me to pay a lot of money for this small of a palette, but it's a really beautiful color selection here. Very, very happy to have this. Definitely do need to give it some more love though. And the packaging is precious. So when I had purchased that Bare Minerals palette, I think maybe there also was like a free mascara with a palette, or there was a freebie of some sort to get the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. This is something that I don't love. It's a basic brush. It's a natural bristle, and it is a dry formula, which I don't like dry formula mascaras. I just feel like they don't do anything for my lashes and they dry out too quickly. So whenever I get minis of this mascara, they go straight in the giveaway bin because it's not something I enjoy or really want to use. Next, I purchased something from Maxx. So I did get free shipping, and I did get a free deluxe size sample, which was the Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Primer in Radiant Yellow. This is something I've tried before. It doesn't matter whether you get Radiant Yellow or Pink, because as soon as you apply them to the skin, they appear translucent, and it's a basic, lightly hydrating primer. It doesn't do anything for me. Wouldn't purchase it. If I get more minis, I'm going to put them in giveaways. I don't dislike it, but it just didn't do anything. And the item I actually purchased was the MAC lipstick from the Boom Boom Bloom collection in the shade Wagasa Twirl. I think the packaging of this is absolutely stunning, and I remember that I saw this collection when Justin and I were going to LA. They had this in the airport on our way back, and it was so beautiful. And here is what the lipstick looks like. So this is in the shade Wagasa Twirl. I'm probably not saying that right, and it is a matte finish, and there is what that looks like. It is very pretty, and the reason I wanted this is because it is a really great combination of Pretty Please, I think that's what it's called, and Pink Plaid, which is basically like a cool pink and a warm pink from MAC. This is like a perfect combination of those colors. I do think this is pretty, but this is like a medium pink, and I tend to like something more on the lighter side. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with lip colors right now. I'm not quite sure what I love. I do regret buying this a little bit just because I have not used it as much as I thought I would, which is definitely a shame. I like MAC lipsticks, but I'm not in love with them. I like them enough to get them with Back to MAC as freebies, and there are several shades and formulas that I do enjoy, but overall MAC lipsticks are just good to me. So I could have done without this, but I'm not beating myself up about buying it. So then I did have 2 products from ColourPop, and I believe if you bought anything from the Zoella collection, there was free shipping, and then at the time you were also able to stack a $5 off coupon code, but then ColourPop found out, and like 2 hours later they disabled all coupon codes. I was lucky enough to get on there before they did, so I think this ended up either being free or for $1, and this is a ColourPop Creme gel liner in Zulu, which is a beautiful mint shade. It's not what I'm wearing now. What I'm wearing is Steel Turquoise, which is a similar color. You guys know that I absolutely love this. I have used one up completely, and this was the one that I repurchased. Now the packaging looks different. Instead of just having a colored end, the whole thing is that color. I love these liners, and they're so underrated, and that's because these are dry and they break easily, which is why they are not good for your upper lash line, because they're going to break, they're going to tug. But on your waterline and on the lower lash line, they are perfect because they're very pigmented and they are very firm, so they are going to last pretty well. And I have very watery eyes, and these do last well on me. Sometimes they will come off my waterline but still have that like pigmented color in the base of my lower lashes, but like the Urban Decay liners will run like down here on me. ColourPop ones don't do that. So I absolutely love them. And I think it's really hard to make pastel shades pigmented. ColourPop does a great job. So love that shade and I love that formula. Definitely recommend it. Then from the Zoella collection, I got one of the blushes in the shade Soulmate, which is a warm pink, which you guys know is definitely one of my favorite type of blush colors. And this was my first time trying a pressed powder blush from ColourPop, and I do think it's really nice. It's a good formula. I'm not wowed by it. I'm not going to go out and buy a ton more shades. This is pretty, but this is in my chopping block for 2020 because I have a lot of similar shades and I don't know that I need it in my life, but it's not a bad product. So then I purchased two things from TJ Maxx. The first is a Lorac blush in the shade Spectra. I think this was $4 or $5. I actually really do like the Lorac blushes. I have Aura and I have Technicolor, and they are beautiful matte blushes. They are very pigmented and very powdery, so you definitely do need to make sure you're tapping off your brush, going in with the light hand, because you can get clown cheeks pretty easily with these, but they blend out nicely. I actually really do like this formula, and this is a very pretty color, but it looks very similar to this Zoella blush, and I think it's crazy I bought both of these in the same month considering how similar they are. So here is Lorac, here is the ColourPop. You can tell that the Lorac is more pink and the ColourPop is a little bit more peach. So if you're an obsessed crazy blush person like me, you can justify having both of them. But they're actually both going to be in my chopping block this year because I want to see if I need to have them both and which formula I would rather keep. So stay tuned to my chopping block series to find out more about that. But I really do like Lorac blushes and I do recommend them. And a couple different times throughout the year, Kohl's will have the whole brand 50% off, so that would definitely be the time to purchase them. And the other thing I got from TJ Maxx was the MAC Hyper Real Glow palette. They have a couple different shades, but the two ones that you can find at TJ Maxx would be the more gold one, and then this one, which is the more pink tones, and this is better for fair skin. So this one is a little more champagne, this one's more pink, and this one is more of like a golden tone. This one I can only wear in the summer, but these two work well all year round, and I love this formula. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it feels different than their mineralized formula and their extra dimension formula. The extra dimension ones I just feel like are harder to pick up on a brush because they're just so dense, and even the mineralized highlights can be a little bit flaky and powdery. At least Soft and Gentle was, but this formula is really nice. I do enjoy this. I love the colors. The formula is great. It's something I need to use more, but I really do recommend it. I'm happy I have it. And actually, like, I just went to Marshall's yesterday and I saw several of the gold palettes still, so they're still kicking around. I definitely do recommend them though. It's a great product and I'm so happy it went to TJ Maxx. Next, I purchased some things from Boxycharm, and I had actually purchased these from my friend's mom who gets Boxycharm and wasn't going to use these products. And the first one would be the Touch and Soul No Pore Blem Primer. This is their original. They do also have the Prime Water and the Prime Essence, and I have used a decent chunk of this already. This is something that I would like to finish up soon because it is one of the older primers in my collection, but this is a really great primer. It feels very smoothing on the skin. It's a nice consistency because it's not too thick, but it's not too thin. It has a little bit of slip to it, but it doesn't feel oily. I really do like this. We'll see by the time I use it up if it's something I would repurchase or not, but I do really enjoy that one. And the other thing that I got was the Nudestix Magnetic Luminous Eye Color in the shade Copper Foil. look at this. This is so insanely pigmented and metallic, super creamy, very easy to apply. You guys know how much I love cream shadows, so I definitely recommend this. And sometimes I do still see these on the Boxycharm Facebook page, which is called Boxycharm Beauties. I'll put the link down below. If sometimes people say the link doesn't really work, so if it doesn't, type that into your Facebook, look for the groups called Boxycharm Beauties. And I do still see these products from time to time for a good price, so definitely do love both of those. Next, I have a couple of gifts. The first is from Kaylee Bote, who is a wonderful YouTuber, and she hasn't posted in a while, so I'm hoping that she's just taking a little break and that she will come back because I do love her channel. But she had decluttered to me the Ofra highlighter in Space Baby. This is part of one of the Nikki Tutorials collaborations, and this is a duochrome blue highlight. So it is a very pale white icy highlight, but it flashes blue, which is really pretty but very intense. And because I'm so fair, I think I can get away with it a little bit, but this is something that I only wear in the winter time, and I usually will use it as a bit of a highlight topper, mostly when I'm filming videos, because the Ofra highlights are very pigmented. They're so smooth that they don't have any glitter pieces in them. They're just straight metallic. I love the Ofra formula, and I think they have so many shades, which is very impressive. I like Ofra highlighters better than Becca. I think Ofra probably makes the best highlighters. That shade is not the most wearable, but I am really happy to have it in my collection. I do think it is very fun. Then I had a gift from my friend Jean. So the Rite Aid near her was closing, so all the makeup was half off. So she purchased 3 of my Holy Grail products for me, and then she bought me something that she really loves, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. She purchased the shade 102 Shell Beige for me. I have given that one to my sister because it's too dark and a little too pink, and she's more of a neutral tone and I'm very warm. But I did buy this shade in one of their newer shades. It is lighter, more yellow. It is called 100 True Alabaster. Now, I've only used this one a handful of times, but this does give nice medium buildable coverage. It does have more of a matte finish. I do want to use this more. I've just been panning foundations so much that I haven't really like sat down and used each of my foundations for a week, which would be really fun, I think. So I do want to try this one again, but I am very happy that they added more shades to the range, because L'Oreal and CoverGirl were 2 brands that I really never used their complexion products because they were always too dark and too pink for me, but both of them have added more shades to their line, which I think is fantastic, and I'm so happy about that. So this is a good product, but I haven't used it enough to give you a real rave review on it. Then I have the Wet n Wild Single Shadow in Brulee, which is the most perfect matte cream I use every single day to clean up my shadow. I will purchase this forever and ever. I've been using the matte creams in my palettes just to use them up, but I would never buy a high-end matte cream. This is the perfect one for my skin tone. Then we've got some face powders, the first one being the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the shade 5 Fair. I love this. It is so amazing. It gives great coverage. It is a really awesome shade for me. I have used this under my eyes. I've used this to set my face, and this is also a great mixing powder for me because I do love the Too Faced Born This Way and Peach Perfect powder, but both of those are a little dark and they oxidize on me, so I mix both of them with this powder and it helps a lot. So this is a product I love as a mixer on its own, under eye space, everything. This is incredible. Holy Grail product. And then I have the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Powder in 10 Porcelain. This has been discontinued and they now have the Superstay Full Coverage Powder. I am using that one currently to help brighten under my eyes and the center of my face, but there is not a perfect shade in that line for me. And the powder is good, but it's not as good as this one, so I'm really disappointed that this was discontinued. This is still the best pressed powder I've ever used. I have used the sponge before to apply this as a powder foundation over top of a primer, which seems like if you definitely use powder foundation, put it over top of a primer. It'll really help it glide onto the skin and stick in place, and it looked beautiful. This just gives great coverage. It's a perfect shade match for me, and it does not look heavy and cakey. So I love this powder. I'm so sad it was discontinued, and I was hoping to find this at TJ Maxx or Marshalls, and I never did, which is a shame. So this is my last one, and I'm gonna enjoy using it up, but I really haven't been using pressed powders much recently anyway. I've just been using loose powders. I have a couple pressed ones in my collection I'm trying to use up this year, so you know, it kind of like fell into being the right time. If this was going to be discontinued, I'm glad it's now at the time where I'm loving loose powders the most. And then I had a little freebie nail polish. This is Essie's Say It Ain't So. I got this from a Facebook ad, and it is such a beautiful color. I don't usually like metallics like this. I love metallics, but usually like not like this, but I really loved it. It had a great formula, looked awesome in the nails, and I really enjoyed wearing it this fall, and I cannot wait to wear it again. And then from Influencer, I had gotten a little deluxe sample size of the Clarins Pore Control Serum, which I absolutely loved. I mentioned this in my samples that make me want to buy the full-size product video, which I will have linked up in the cards. Love the scent, love the texture, so great for my oily skin and for my pores. I wasn't able to use it long enough to see if it made a difference in my skin, but I loved the way that it felt and it smelt and the way that it worked on my skin. So it was a great product that I would definitely love to buy in the future. And then I had my Sephora Play for March 2019. My freebie was the Replica Music Festival perfume. Gave that away. I do not really like replica fragrances. The only one that I actually did like was Jazz Club, which is actually a men's scent. And I almost kept it for me, but it is a little bit too masculine. But then Justin didn't like it, which was a shame. But like that one smells good, but I didn't like the music festival one. Then we have the Wave Spray, which I do think works really nicely, and I do still have it. It's something I would like to use up this summer. I love having like wavy, beachy hair, but my hair does not keep that wave crunch texture very well. I mean, that spray does help, and it doesn't make it too crunchy, which is nice. So I do like it. It's not something I would repurchase though, because it doesn't do everything I need it to, but it's good. Then we have the Shiseido Ultimate Sun Protection Lotion SPF. It's a fine sunscreen. I don't feel the need to buy a really expensive sunscreen, although I have tried expensive sunscreens that I prefer over that one. The Supergoop Unseen sunscreen, which I actually can use it like a primer. It feels like a silicone primer. I really like that one if I was going to spend a lot of money on a sunscreen. Then we have the Dr. Jart Cicapair Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. Kind of like a thicker moisturizer. Didn't love it, would not repurchase. Had the Sephora Lashcraft Big Volume Mascara. It's shaped like an hourglass brush, but I don't like it as much as the Too Faced Better Than Sex or those other type of brushes like the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Mascara. I like those ones better than Sephora, so I wouldn't repurchase it and I wouldn't use up any more minis. And then the last thing was the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment in American Woman. This is not the size you get in a Sephora Play. That one I put in a giveaway. This one I had purchased beforehand in a little duo. And I absolutely love this color. So this is a very, very liquidy formula. Gotta be careful I don't accidentally dump any out of the container. So it's really nice because it doesn't set down completely, but it is pretty transfer resistant, and it is such a pretty color. This will bleed, so you probably would benefit from a lip liner. It's definitely bleeding into the little wrinklies on my hand, but I love this color so much. It is a really nice formula, and it's not something I would buy in the full size, but I am happy to have this little mini of it. I would just like to have minis of all lip products. Then I had gotten some really awesome PR from Pixi of some masks, and I've only tried one of them. So I got the Detoxify Depuffing Eye Patches, the Glow Mud Mask, the Peel and Polish Resurfacing Concentrate, the T-Zone Peel Off Mask Pore Purifier. Those are the four I have not tried. The one I did try was the Glow Glycolic Boost Brightening Infusion Sheet Mask. I did think that was nice. It felt nice on my skin, but sheet masks just don't do a ton for me. I don't love them. I will never purchase them. I do tend to use them up, but I had gotten, I think, like a 3 or 4 pack. I used one, and the rest I'm going to give to my friend Amanda because she loves Pixi. But I am super grateful to Pixi for sending me that lovely PR. And those are my thoughts on all the products that I had purchased in my March 2019 haul. I would love to know your thoughts on these products in a comment down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.